you have to present a resume and you're asking for a raise, you have to know what you're worth to them or how much you bring to the table. So I feel like that would apply in personal life too.
Stay right there. However, with the company, they actually set your worth because they give you KPIs to meet. So you go to the raise based on the KPIs they gave you. I know my worth. That throws me off. Ask me why.
Why?
Who determines your worth? Where does worth come from? Do you set that bar for you or does society set that bar for you? Is it rooted in accomplishment or compliments? How do y'all know y'all worth?
I think it depends on the person,
Ugh.
but also, okay, if you're working.
Well,
like
let
I
me
work
ask you a
for
question
free-
if you don't mind, right, beloved? If it's subjective, then is it bullshit?
I don't think so, because if you work for a company and you have to present a resume and you're asking for a raise, you have to know what you're worth to them or how much you bring to the table. So I feel like that would apply in personal life too.
Stay right there. However, with the company, they actually set your worth because they give you KPIs to meet. So you go to the raise based on the KPIs they gave you. So if you don't meet the KPIs, you're not going to be like, well, even though I didn't meet your metrics, I should still get a raise. Nobody doing that. You saying because I met your metrics, I deserve a raise. What you think?
I get that. Absolutely. I feel like it works a little different in personal life. Like if you're in a relationship, right? I'm going to assume that if we're going into a relationship older, we are doing the work. So I've dated and I've asked, what are your boundaries? There are no-goes for you. What is that? If you are meeting set boundaries and going above and beyond and you're making that person happy, I feel like that sets your worth to them. But in life, you determine it yourself because you set your own goals. I like to read a lot of self-help books. And what I'm reading right now is called Girl Wash Your Face. And she literally said, how many times do we break promises to ourselves? We say, I'm going to go to the gym, and then we don't do it. And then we say, I'm not going to eat that today. And then we eat the wrong thing based on we're eating our emotions or whatever. And then she was like, if you had a friend and you kept breaking promises to them, how long you think y'all going to be friends? And so it made me think, I feel like that's how you set your self-worth. Like, how often are we keeping our own integrity? How often are we keeping promises to ourselves of like meeting those goals? And I feel like goals help determine self-worth. If you can keep them.
So let me ask, this person is unsuccessful at their job, unsuccessful in their relationship, unsuccessful with the relationship with their kids. Can this person still have a self-worth that is high?
I think it would be hard. I think they would move.
Damn.
I think it would be hard. That's why how some people, I feel like, this is my personal opinion, I've been through the low self-esteem points where I feel like I'm not hitting where I should hit for my age of 38. I'm not a home buyer yet. That bothers me a lot sometimes. But in this current economy, people are like, well, it's hard to do that with a one-person household. But there's points in my life I feel like I should be at that I'm not there yet. And so sometimes I feel like self-worth factors into that a lot.
So there you have. Does everybody know the acronym? And I'm not even being funny because it depends on what you do. Does everybody know the acronym KPI? So just in case, right? Mm-hmm. Key performance indicators. So that's what the KPI. So your company will give you KPI, key performance indicators, say you aren't. And so that's why I was mentioning like job. You hit the KPIs, then you ask for a raise. So just for everybody because everybody just has different, different acronyms. Sometimes companies use proprietary terms. So like the kids, they go to swimming. It was Star Rocket at the last place. Now it's fucking Dolphin something, but it's the same motion. You know what I'm saying? So they just use different language. Damn. So now, I just want to make sure we mine out the process, then we'll get everybody else in. What if that person doing well at work, taking care and good with their kids, right? Their relationship, let's say they dating, right? Everything copacetic. But they have those personal KPIs. Does it work that way too? So all that stuff could be good, but if you're not meeting your personal KPIs, then that self-worth thing is in question or there's doubt there.
I think that's true. That's the tricky part about it. I think we all set ourselves to a certain standard and goal and there's an internal thing there. So I feel like self-worth is highly determined inside. And it's a danger. I feel like it's also a dangerous thing to let other people determine that in a personal relationship. At work, you have set KPIs. I hear that a lot, definitely with my company. But I feel like it's dangerous to let other people set it. And unfortunately, I feel like as women, we do that a lot.
No, there was
I don't think it's on purpose. I think it's just like how some of us.
Do you? Okay. Damn. So now that right there,
I think it's on purpose.
Go ahead, talk your shit.
I think it's on purpose. I think women have high self-esteem. So because of that, they portray that as their worth in the dating market. They feel like because I feel that I'm supposed to meet these metrics personally, that my self-accomplishments should equal what I get on the outside. It should match, or it should be higher than. But I think it's on purpose.
Aaliyah, twin.
I'm sorry.
Twin, question. Is it higher than or what they achieved? Those are two different things. So do they want what they don't offer mostly, or do they want what they've achieved mostly?
I think now women are trying to they're accomplishing things in their life so they can get things that they feel that equals that. But it's usually more. It's not equal when you look at it. It's not 1-to-1. But in our minds, it's 1-to-1 because of our self-worth.
So if I just say it back to you quickly, right? And Saul, you could go. I know you want to say something, if I'm not mistaken. She making 80,000. That mean that man need to make 120,000. Aaliyah, were you done with your stream of thought? Because I think Saul was trying to say something. I think.
Yes, I could jump in.
Saul, are you trying to say something?
I think I agree with Aaliyah to like a certain extent. So I do think that is how they're valuing the self-worth. But I also feel like because that's how they're valuing it and not really going for self-worth as far as what really matters to us. So I would say my self-worth will be determined on my character, the way that I carry myself, my morals, my beliefs, my principles, what I stand against. And I feel like with that, it's a little lackluster because they're putting all of those accomplishments to the forefront.
What's accomplish? Wait, say it one more time, sorry.
What Aaliyah had just said, as far as like when you made the comparison with the money, that's what I'm saying.
Putting their accomplishments at the forefront. Oh, I see.
As far as what is self-worth.
Oh, so the accomplishments.
So they're really not. So it's really, like I said, it's not a 1-to-1. So it's not. So that's how they're seeing their self-worth, because I'm accomplishing or I meet these societal standards that I'm really not even figuring out what true self-worth is.
So that's the thing, though, right? I find it gives me cause for pause, right? If it's subjective based on the person, because how integral, how honest are people with themselves? What I think happens, Saul, when it's strictly based on what they think and what they want, is they say, it's okay that I didn't go to the gym today. I can go from 3 days to 2 days as long as I go. So now they can change the bar for themselves and make it acceptable if nobody else is involved in what's worth it. You see what I'm saying? I find problem with that. What you think?
So I agree, because I feel like if we did hold those characteristics, then we wouldn't be so easy to push the gym on.
Okay. Damn, this self-worth shit is.
I like what she said about the personal character part. And that's something I really didn't include, but that's a lot to be said about that, because I feel like in friendships and relationships, if you have loyalty, honesty, respect, those things are lackluster today among a lot of people. So I feel like other people will hold you in higher value if they see those qualities in you. And I think that is a very important thing, especially when coming to finding a relationship with somebody.
Well, now here's the thing, right? Because we talking about worth, right? Self-worth. Caressa, do he care how honest you are if you ugly? Do she care how honest you are if you broke? So where does that part even start about self-worth? Because I'm listening to this all, and I like it too, Net. I'm just asking, what do we actually do and think? Do we actually base our worth, if we being 100% honest, if we keeping it all the way tall, based on societal standards, right? All that shit don't matter if you don't got no money in your pocket. Honesty and all, nobody don't know that.
I'm looking at Di's face. I saw her hand.
Go ahead, Di. We just walking through it, Di. Go ahead.
Yeah. I'm still trying to grasp all this whole self-worth stuff. I'm taking notes, you guys. I'm taking notes. I'm a note taker, and I like to journal. So all of these key components and different perspectives and stuff like that, they all play a role in determining your worth, because without morals, without traditions, without accomplishments, without changing your mindset, key performance indicators, I just feel like overall everything of what you guys said determines your self-worth, depending on, I guess, who you're dealing with. If that makes any type of sense.
Well, so Di, so let's talk about relationship then. Does that man, as it pertains to your worth, determine it?
What's that question again?
In terms of relationship, does that man that you in a relationship with or want to be in a relationship with Or if you single and you want to be in a relationship, do the men that you are pursuing, want to be with, are with, determine your worth?
I would say yes.
I think so.
I agree because I feel like